Hey guys, Starkiller here. Today we'll be taking a look at the MAFEX Homelander figure from the hit TV show The Boys. First, we can take a look at the box. You have Homelander in the corner here. It's number 151. MAFEX has been at it for a while. I'm glad they finally got their groove because when they started out they were their quality was varied at best. Taking a look at the back of the box, we have Homelander in all his glory. It shows the 3 different head sculpts. We've got his regular face, his wicked smile face, and his get back face with his laser eyes ready to go, which is so awesome. But you can really see how much detail is in this guy based on promo photos alone. Alright, so let's get him out the box. I'll see you in a second. And here we have a look at Homelander out of the box. The likeness to the actor, as I figured, is actually perfect. Much better than NECA's offering, that is for sure, but you're also paying, what, like triple, depending on where you get it from? But yeah, look at this. The eyes are done so well. They picked a perfect shade of blue. In the show, Homelander has very light blue eyes, which kind of doubles down on his craziness when he like just stares into somebody's soul. The hair sculpt is really well done. They caught his kind of how he brushes the top back and then keeps the sides, I guess, also brushed back, but like in a different style, I guess. They did keep the top lighter and the sides darker, which is accurate to the show. That's really cool. I'm just shocked by this head sculpt. They even got his butt chin in there. That's fantastic. This is something you would only see on like a Snyder Superman design, you know? The meticulous threading going throughout this costume is stunning. There's also his gold bird or gold eagle shoulder pads here, which look really good. His gauntlets have that same detailing going on. His boots also have that same gold eagle on it. The wrinkles in the leather of the boot down to the treads that go underneath. The cape is really cool. It's got a really nice flow to it, and the best part is it's wired all the way down and all the way across, so you can get whatever pose you want out of the figure, or out of the cape specifically. So with that out of the way, let's take a look at his other head sculpts. So here we have the smiling head sculpt. I would personally say it's just as perfect as the first one, as the first head sculpt. The smile is very wicked. He kind of looks like Michael Fassbender. I don't know, just an observation. But yeah, here you can see that color difference between the lighter blonde on top and the darker blonde on the bottom. My camera does not want to focus today. Here we have a look at my favorite of the 3 head sculpts. It's his screaming head with his lasers ready to go. The paintwork on his eyes and the aggression in his face is something that you do not typically see on a 6-inch scale figure, or at least done well, down to his crow's feet on his eyes, or near his eyes. That is just, wow. The wrinkle, or the crinkles in his nose, his eyebrows being bent, it screams Homelander. So next, let's have a look at his 5 sets of hands. Let's start out with his splayed hands. They come with this piece, this plastic piece that holds them together, which is really beneficial in keeping them together, and it keeps the holes in the hands open, so when you plug them up, they're not gonna be too tight or too loose. Like this is really a necessity for 6-inch figures. These are his more relaxed hands. Same deal going on. Not much detailing other than the whatever you want to call that. he doesn't really need it. Oh, I guess there is detailing on the inside of the hands. Next up, we have his thumbs up hands, which he uses, I guess, when he's putting on the persona, or, you know, he just got somebody to do his bidding or something. He'll give you a, you know, a thumbs up. Next up, we have pointing fingers, which, you know, he uses to tell you what the deal is, you know? Like, here's what you're gonna do, here's when you're gonna do it, here's how you're gonna do it, you know? Here we have some relaxed hands. I thought we already had some relaxed hands. Huh. I guess, oh, okay. So these are like waving hands, I'm pretty sure. And then these are the more, you know, relaxed at his sides hands. That's cool. I like the amount of options we have when it comes to, you know, getting him in different poses. And lastly, for accessories, we have this really cool chest piece. If you watch The Boys on Amazon, you know that when he's more relaxed or he's at the office, he has this flap down. I read it's because it's less uniform that way, and it's like a military thing. So like in the military, you're wearing like a vest or whatever, you're allowed to pull the flap down when you're just relaxed, but when you're on duty, you gotta pop that back up. I guess I'll replace this and show you guys what it looks like. It comes up pretty easily. Not too easily to where it's gonna drop, but it's good to know. Man, how do we plug this? Just like that? Wow, that is a really good, that's a really good fit. Yeah, that's not coming off. I like this look better for him. That's a really cool, I guess, emblem for the character. I don't know if he has that in the comics, but I think it's a really cool touch. I didn't read the comics. I want to, but I don't want to spoil the show for myself. But I also know that the show has deviated quite a bit from the comics, which is okay with me. You know, if you're gonna build an adaptation, I'd like to see something new and not just an exact copy. His paint is just as stunning as the rest of the figure. I don't want to blush over this whole figure, but being the fact that I don't think we've really ever gotten a Homelander figure or any of the boys figures, and here we are with an import, super articulated, expensive version of the character, like I think they knocked it out of the park here. The blue is this nice, I think, navy. It's not metallic, but it is reflective, and that works really well for the suit. You could see every detailing of the chest, of the abdomen area, down the legs, the muscles, the muscle detailing here. But that blue is just really nice, and there's some, I want to say it's like a wash or like a spray going on in the thighs. There's some shading in the boots. This red is really nice. It's like ceremonious red, I guess is what I would call it. I know that's probably not a real color. Same thing on the gauntlets and the gloves. The gold in here is painted perfectly. I want to say like a maroon red going on in here, but the stars are amazing. It's like a reflective silver, and it just looks so nice. It complements the rest of the detailing on the figure, and this texture is, I'm just a huge fan of this. This figure gives off a very royal feeling, which I think is really cool for the character of Homelander. This red on the gloves and the shoes really works well with the red on the cape. However they did this cape, I think is really cool. It is 2-ply, so there are 2 sides to it, and it's thick. You're not gonna tear it if you step on it, but don't step on your import figure. Like, I don't think I have to tell you that. It's solid. It's a very solid piece of fabric. Now for articulation, we have the typical MAFEX articulation. We have double jointed elbows that go up to about here. We have a bicep swivel, but because of the shoulder pads, you can only get like that far up. He does have forward and back movement. They're a little stiff, but I would rather stiff than loose, right? He has a ball joint in the wrist, bend that any which way you want. He has an ab crunch. It's not the greatest, but the suit is very bulky. You could only get like, oh, I guess I loosened it up a bit, maybe? No. It's decent. It's decent for the poses you might want to do. It does get the cape flowing. Nice. That's cool. He's got the drop down legs, which means you can get about that far up. The knees are double jointed, so you can bring it back about that far. The boots are restricted a bit, but they did all they could to get you the most movement out of them. So here, I'll show you in a second. So they cut out this side of the boot so that you can get like that much, which isn't terrible. It's not terrible. If you notice in the show, Homelander is a very lazy person. He often uses his laser eyes over actually kicking ass. And I think that's a really cool aspect to his character. Here, because I always forget the head. We have a neck swivel in there. Doesn't really... I don't think it works. Or maybe it's just sculpted in there? The neck in there is so, like, tightly wound between the collar. I don't blame them for making that a static piece if that's what's going on. But the head has plenty of range by itself. Plenty of expression here. You can even look up perfectly fine, or at least the most a human probably should look up before potentially taking a nice little ride to the chiropractor or the doctor or something. I don't know. I guess I'll show you the bend in the cape too. That's a really nice bend. Look at that. That is awesome. I like my capes down though. There we go. So pretty good articulation. Let's do a size comparison. Let's go with your typical Marvel Legends figure. So this is Logan. They're about the same height. For a female comparison, Mystique. Obviously this scales perfectly. MAFEX is really good at scaling their figures with Western company standards. He fits right in. Any Marvel Legends really would scale absolutely fantastic with this guy. Here he is next to the MAFEX Batman from Justice League and the Mezco 1/12 Batman v Superman figure. I really like the scaling on these guys across the board. The Mezco Superman is a bit taller, but it is Superman, you know. I gotta make that exception because I'm a big fan of Snyder's Superman. Same with Batman. But the scale for Batman, he should be about 6'4", because Ben Affleck is 6'4", and I'm not seeing that here. Homelander, Anthony Starr is only, I believe, 5'11". He's not taller than these guys, which, you know, it's whatever. It's Homelander, you know. Homelander can be as tall as you want him to be, and that's perfectly fine. And here he is, just for argument's sake, with the Mezco 1/12 Batman v Superman Batman. It's like the same scaling, but because the... Oh. Yeah, that's an issue I have with my Batman. This neck piece likes to pop off. I like the scale here because the 1/12 Batman has the beef to it, you know? It might even be a bit taller, now that I'm looking at it through the lens. But I really like the way this looks more than the MAFEX Batman figure. I do not have Billy the Butcher to compare him to because I do not want to pay the prices they're asking on Big Bad Toy Store, and I'm waiting for him to come back in stock on AmiAmi to pick up for like 60 bucks. And here he is next to my ball python Mushy. So my final thoughts on this guy is, if you're a big fan of comic book movies, comic book TV shows, The Boys, especially The Boys, if you're a big fan of the Homelander character, or even just a big fan of Anthony Starr, I would highly recommend picking this guy up. No doubt in my mind. Let me turn this off. I would give this guy like I'd give him like a 9.5 out of 10 just because of that ab crunch. I think I have to be a bit critical in these reviews in order to be a reliable source. So yeah, I'd say a 9.5. Like, just geeking out, it's definitely a 10 in my book. As far as like YouTube toy reviewer goes, like if you were gonna spend your money, I would give it like a 9.5 out of 10. You can get this guy sometimes. He's been coming in and out of stock on Ami for like 65 bucks plus like $16 shipping for import, or you can get him at Big Bad Toy Store for I think like 104 bucks, which is very pricey, but if you can find him cheaper than that, or if you have the money to spend, I would definitely pick this guy up. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. I definitely want to put more reviews out there. Hopefully this one pops off. I don't know how YouTube algorithms work. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Star Killer out.